Welcome to Tea Time. On today's episode, we are going to see the difference between a tea bag and loose leaf tea. This is continuing my little series on You Should Drink Tea. You should drink tea if you like tea bags. So if you've seen any of my videos, you know I usually show you the tea that I'm drinking. Just emptied out this little tea bag so you can hopefully see a little bit of what is in there. This is a black tea, and it is about as fine of a powder as I have ever seen in a tea. So this is leaves that are from the same kind of trees. They're taken, they're cut up into little bits, and we're going to see how that performs in a gaiwan compared to this black tea from Yunnan sourcing, which, just to show you the difference in leaves already, here's just a little handful of what these leaves look like. And I was already using some of this today, so I'm just going to top off a little bit, get a little bit fresh taste back. And I chose this black tea from Yunnan sourcing because it's actually pretty inexpensive. I'm going to do a cost video of the differences between bag tea, because this is such a small amount of tea in there. I mean, it literally looks like dust from the floor. But I'm going to do a cost analysis of the weight of this tea versus the amount that I end up spending on some of my more expensive teas. Let's start with some smells. This will be a little bit longer tasting video, maybe. It's kind of charcoaly, woodsy. This one I already know. Oh, it's like fresh hay with orange peels and chocolate. So already we're seeing a little bit of the difference of why you might want to drink loose leaf tea or just try specialty tea. If you like tea, if you like the taste of black tea in a tea bag, again, you're kind of my favorite person to make tea for, because this tea might blow your mind. So let's just go kind of quick here, heat them up. We'll see what things look like. I'll brew this one first and let it go longer. Because when you have tiny little particles of dust, that is what really this tea is kind of dust. I used to say it's dust swept off the floor of a real tea production facility. That might not be true, but it looks like it. When you have that difference between just that tiny amount of particle size there, that is going to steep much, much faster because more water is hitting more parts, more surface area. So I'm going to try my best to do it justice, but most people brew tea bags really strong for 3 or 4 minutes. So not even taking into consideration that, like if you want to make a tea bag taste better, one of the main things you can do is just not brew it so long, because it gives it a chance to not pull out all that bitterness. But just to see the difference, here, these leaves, once they've been steeped, even open up, so they lose some of their gold color and get this chocolatey brown, but they fill up this whole gaiwan. And I've already steeped, I had some tea in here already that I've steeped a couple times today, so I'm on like 4 or 5 steeps with this one. And most people are going to use a tea bag only once, which is why I want to do a little cost breakdown to see the difference of buying a box of tea that people think might be cheaper versus an inexpensive but still expensive specialty tea, and see what the difference is. I don't even know if I can strain this. That's working pretty well. Okay. So I have to get the gaiwans out of the way here. You can see a pretty nice color. Black tea is still black tea. Tried my best to not over steep it. That's from the tea bag. And this one you can't really see, but this is from the slightly nicer, say slightly nicer, the specialty quality black tea. I mean, again, I know this tea, so it's a little bit unfair because I haven't had this bag tea before, or we'll say for a very long time. But I'm getting, again, oranges, some chocolate, a little bit of hay, like fresh hay. So good. This is one I've been using as like a daily drinker, again, because it's not very expensive. Compared to, trying to have an open mind. The smell is flat. It smells like cardboard. I'm trying to have an open mind. I am. It's got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of cherries. The color is great. Let's see. I should have tasted this one first. It leaves like a coating on the mouth already of like a little... It's not bad. It's like flat, muted black tea to me. Like it tastes like somebody washed it already. Not really fruity. I might need to steep it harder. Let's try a little bit more. Just real quick. I mean, it tastes like cardboard right now. It's not a great sign. I'm going to try the second steep and see if that's works. We'll give this to the tea pets. So, hopefully, if you're not convinced yet, I would just encourage you to try a high-quality loose leaf black tea. If you like black tea from a tea bag, or especially green tea from a tea bag, that one's even more different, like even more surprising, the different tastes you can get. I would definitely encourage you to give loose leaf tea a try. And then looking for specialty tea, people who know about the tea, who can tell you where it came from, when it was picked, the location, how to brew it. You often get some tips on that as well. There really is a lot to make it accessible to have specialty tea, and still all you really need is decent quality hot water. Quality does matter, but hot water and something to put it in. You don't have to have all this fancy gear. All right, that was a little longer. I'm gonna get a good taste in my mouth first. Again, really pretty cherry red color. Normally I'd be excited by that. I mean, the smell is completely flat. I don't know how old this tea is. It's at least a couple years old, probably. That's, again, when you get a box tea, it could have been in the production, you know, years ago. However long it sits in a box. They usually don't publish that stuff. Maybe the sell-by date. But that's probably a couple years. It's just nothing. It tastes like hot brown water. I think that's a Ted Lasso quote. But man, the difference between that, if you don't like tea and you've only had this, I can understand. And if you like this and you have a tea routine with a regular black tea bag, I would definitely want to share this with you. Something like a Yunnan Dian Hong is usually pretty cheap. Any high quality Chiman or Keeman black tea, those are usually pretty accessible. Plenty of other options out there. If you want recommendations, let me know. If you have a tea that you already like as a tea bag, let me know. I might be able to check that out and see if there's a recommendation that's similar but has more flavor. It's just so flat. Well, hope you have some tea today. Choose the good stuff. And cheers. Have a good day.